What's going on YouTube? It's your boy M1A1 Abrams here. I am on my Quantum DPS slash troller right now. I just wanted to show you guys my new rotation for the new update that Quantum just got. The update basically just while you're in melee range of the enemies, your time bomb is actually hitting just a little bit harder than it used to. Now let me show you guys my loadout here. It's pretty different. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've never seen another Quantum pretty much use this loadout. I haven't seen it on YouTube either. So let's start off. I get Time Bomb. That's gonna be your power return power. You shoot out Time Bomb, and then you can use up to 3 powers in the time tree. Now, as soon as those 3 powers are done, usually the Time Bomb will explode, giving you back all your power. So my 3 powers that I use for Time Bomb are Warped Barrage, followed by Time Shift, then finally Tachyon Blast. Now, if you can see, all 3 of these powers actually do a little bit extra damage while your enemies are destabilized. And my solution for destabilizing enemies is Anomaly. Now, a lot of Quantum DPSs like to use Distortion Wave, and honestly they do about the same thing. They both do destabilizing the enemies, and the other reason I don't like using Distortion Wave, honestly, is because it does that big, blue bubble effect, and it kind of just fills up the screen with it, and most people's eyes get kind of messed up, especially the tank. My main is a tank, and every time I'm in there with a Quantum DPS and I'm tanking, all I see is blue flashes, and it can get annoying sometimes. Now, the last thing I use, and most Quantums probably don't use, is Warped Reality. Now, the only reason I use it is because it is an attack buff. I mean, it does give your powers a chance to crit more often. So, yeah, I throw that into my loadout. As for my rotation, like I said, if your enemies are destabilized, your time powers are going to be hitting harder, which eventually makes your time bomb hit a lot harder too once it explodes. So I start off each rotation with Anomaly, clipped with Warped Reality. Now, the other reason I clip those two together is just so I don't have to do this weird jump in the air with Anomaly. So let's show you my rotation. So I clip with that, and then I throw Time Bomb, Warped Barrage, Time Shift, then Tachyon. Okay, just to do it again once I do it. Now, it's always good to keep your enemies destabilized as often as possible, so I will always refresh the stabilization by using Anomaly clipped with Warped Reality. As soon as Warped Reality is off cooldown, I will do it again. So let me show you it again here. As you can see, keeping the enemies destabilized is going to make all your powers hit a little bit harder, which makes your Time Bomb hit harder. So remember, like I said, as soon as that Warped Reality is off cooldown, you just clip those 2 again, and you keep going. Now, one of the coolest things about Quantum, I don't know why, it's one of the few powers that I've noticed doesn't need a troll. It really doesn't. You can keep your entire power bar filled by yourself just by using Time Bomb. Of course, I drain a little bit of power since I do use Warped Reality, and that doesn't really give you a power back. But in the end, it's still pretty efficient when keeping power. And as of right now, the closer you are to your enemies, your Time Bomb is hitting ridiculous numbers. Let me just do a few more rotations here so you can see my parts are there. I have it set up for every 30 seconds, so let me see if I can get at least a few of them so I can show you how much damage I'm doing at 8 targets for every 30 seconds. But yeah, the loadout is actually pretty simple. I have done, DC Elite a few times as a DPS, and it gets pretty easy. I mean, of course, if you're in there with an ice, I mean, it's really hard to out DPS an ice right now, and that's simply because, their power, that Arctic Gust, it's always hitting. So, by the time your Time Bomb explodes, most of the time your enemies are already dead. So, you know, that's a lot of damage that you're not going to be getting. But still, I find it as a pretty fun power. I mean, the troll side to it is also, in my opinion, one of the best trolls in DCUO right now. And it's simply because the stuns are amazing, the shield is amazing that you get power back with, and then, you know, being able to quantum tunnel, like, that's one of the biggest keys in SM, I believe. You know, you have a quantum troll, he's gonna be able to pick up anybody that goes down, you know, across the map pretty easily. And yeah, that's pretty much quantum. So alright, let me see if I can show you guys this damage per second. Yeah, so as you can see, every 30 seconds there, it gets over 26,000. I have one in there for 32,000. The largest crits usually stay around the same, you know, 17,621 seems to be my biggest on 8 targets. When I do my rotation on a single target, though, I have noticed that I get a pretty big crit. Let me show you on this single target over here. So of course you just stabilize them first, time bomb, warped reality, time shift, tachyon, and then you just rinse and repeat until your warped reality is off cooldown. And once that's off cooldown, you just destabilize them again and keep going. And I mean, most people are gonna say it's a really boring power. Honestly, it's not that it's boring, it's just, it's really slow. I mean, if the enemies die before your time bomb explodes, you're not going to be getting that damage, and that's a bummer. But yeah, I've tried every other troll power so far, and to be honest, I like quantum. It's just, I don't know what it is, it's just fun, especially when you're trolling. It's probably the most fun troll I've played in the game so far. Just in the fact that you can stun all the ads and keep them stunned. Even in like DC Elite, if I go in there, you can stun, you know, the smaller ads, and they're not gonna go nowhere until they're dead. And yeah, so if you can see, I'm not lying when it comes to a single target. I know these are just sparring targets, but just to give you a small reference of how much the crits are, as you can see, I got back to back 140,974 crits on there. And yeah, that's quantum. And there's another one right there, third one, look at that, 140,974 consistent high crit. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and if you guys have any questions or anything, don't be afraid to set them on the comments. I will be doing a loadout for ice pretty soon. I hope you guys watch that. And